Hey, Roman, can you hear me?
I can now, yes.
Nice. How are you doing this evening?
I'm great. How are you?
I say evening, but it's light outside your window. I'm assuming you're on the
It
West
is
Coast
right.
somewhere.
I'm in Phoenix, yeah, so
Oh, very nice. Are you doing the preseason testing there?
I am.
Nice. We just spoke to both Hannahs talking about their preseason testing week.
Nice.
How is it going for you? What are you kind of looking for when you're doing preseason testing for yourself? What kind of data are you looking at? Kind of jumping right into the questions.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I haven't driven the GT4 car much since I guess it would have been Indy last year. We had a couple outings in some events, but nothing really, getting into the rhythm and actually pushing. So yeah, just great to kind of get your feet wet again. Just kind of get your head balanced around the GT4 car. Obviously, a lot different than the GT3 car that we're used to driving. Be it a different tire, different car, and all that stuff. So yeah, just getting comfortable again.
And then with preseason testing, of course, you making those laps around. Are you just kind of gathering with the team and looking at each other's data? Is there any like information exchange between the drivers? Like, are the Hannahs looking at your time? Are you looking at their time? You're like, hey, this is where you can maybe improve. This is what you guys can do. Is it like a team effort? I'm always curious to how teams kind of prep together for testing.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, for Hannah, we have Hannah number one and Hannah number two now, I guess.
So
So,
we're trying to get the nicknames
um,
to stick. The Grish and the Green is an idea that
yeah,
they threw out there. Yeah.
yeah. So for Hannah Greenmeyer, she obviously hasn't had that much seat time in the GT4 S, and so for her, it's crucial to have these test days, and it's great for her as well to have Hannah number one and myself, I guess, there who have had tons of experience in the car ourselves as well as Gray. So yeah, I mean, for everybody, we're all trying to improve, and there's areas where some people are stronger than others, and vice versa. So always looking at data, video, and kind of just seeing where we can gain some time and some pace throughout the test days. So
So both the Hannahs also mentioned they rode in the passenger seat of the Aston Valkyrie. Have you gone to do that or drive the Valkyrie or both?
yes, I've driven it quite a bit. The
It's
AMR
so cool.
Pro that our team has. So yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, so you're just gonna show up to the race in a Valkyrie as opposed to the Vantage, and then just blow everyone out of the water. Is the plan? Is that what we're doing this year?
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah,
Rolling
I don't
into
know if the
GT World Challenge
G4.
America with the Valkyrie.
Yeah, I don't know how happy they would be seeing that on the grid. Maybe some people would get cool for a little bit, but not for long. So
You also race in, I mean, IMSA. You're a Daytona 24 winner in 2023, the IMSA champ in 22. You race with I'm sure, a variety of personalities, from teammates to competitors and such. Kind of, how have you learned from racing with and against so many people? Is there anything, a piece of advice that someone gave to you that kind of stuck with you through these years? Kind of, how is it essentially racing with just different personalities almost every single weekend?
yeah, I've been super fortunate. A lot of people have careers where they have the same teammate for 10 years or something. I think that's great as well, and you have a great relationship with them. There's guys that I've been within a team organization with for many years, like Ian and Ross and Alex. But I've been fortunate enough, kind of in the mix of having multiple different teammates to meet many different people, personalities, and great drivers as well. Which obviously each person you take something and you learn from them. So initially I had Ian as my teammate, tons of experience in motorsports, especially in North America. So a great mentor for me, especially in my first season of racing, endurance racing in IMSA. And then I had Ross Gunn, Maxime, and Marco Sorensen, and a bunch of other drivers in that mix as well with Darren Turner and all kinds of different people and personalities. So yeah, I mean everybody has a different personality and brings something different to the table where you can kind of say, okay, well that seems to work for them, and their personality being this way or the way they do their debriefs and their feedback, you kind of just pick up little bits and pieces, kind of the best bits from each person, and try to implement that into your own dynamics. So yeah, it's been great, and I've made a lot of great friendships as well, which is also super important. So
Oh yeah, I mean, you guys are spending, I mean, hours, if not months or weeks, sometimes together because you're racing at the same series. Or I know a lot of folks race also. I mean, in the GT World Challenge paddock and the IMSA paddock, so it's probably nice to see a familiar face when traveling all the time.
exactly, yes,
Are you a loyalty member of any airline, traveling so much?
I am. Yes.
Is it? Wait, are you based on the West Coast? I want to guess what it is.
Okay, so I was I moved from Canada to the West Coast in November, so I live in Phoenix. So that's a good hint for you.
Is it?
It's a
Is
hub
it?
or something.
It's, how does Canada help me here? I was gonna say WestJet, but I don't think that's correct. Is it? No, it's not Southwest.
So I used to fly out of Detroit, so I was a big Delta person.
Oh, is Phoenix a Delta hub?
No, Detroit was. When I lived in Canada, I
Oh.
would drive to Detroit and then fly. And now I
Oh.
switch switch my loyalty to American.
Oh wow. Okay.
That was an aggressive change in my lifestyle. So
How's American treating you compared to Delta?
been good so far. I mean, I was loyal to Delta basically my whole life. So I'm pretty young, but 23 years of, that connection with a brand, it's tough.
Yeah, breakups are hard, but I hope American treats you well. Yeah.
I hope so too. Yeah, we'll see what happens here as the season kicks off and we start flying more.
There was an interesting tweet from a NASCAR driver. He was wondering how folks fly on certain airlines because I believe he had to carry on his helmet and his Hans device, but he was wondering if he should carry it on or if he should check it and the kind of advice there. Do you usually just put your all your stuff in the hauler and just let it travel from race to race, or are you kind of traveling with your kid?
Yeah, so I mean, initially I would kind of leave it in the hauler or take it with me, but recently with the amount of different series and championships and traveling that I've been doing, I've realized that I kind of need to have more than one helmet kind of in the rotation. So I'll have a helmet in the SRO trailer, a helmet in the IMSA trailer, and then wherever else I need one. But I usually am a carry-on helmet person because they're quite expensive, and I'd rather not have one get lost. As I think I could find a suit, and I think I could find some shoes and gloves, but your helmet is kind of something that's a little bit important. So.
Do you always get a conversation from the person next to you if you have your helmet with you, kind of under the seat?
Yeah, I've used the bowling ball one before. When they ask, what is that? Like, is it a helmet? What is it? And I'm like, yeah, it's actually a bowling ball. I bowl professionally, and I've come up with some good stories.
So you just make things up when you travel? This is a fun
I do make
fact,
things up. Yeah, a lot.
just to see what you can get away with.
See what I can get away with. I had a teacher convinced for like 6 months that I was a professional cricket player in high school, and that's what I was traveling for. And she just never got on to it. So,
Because yeah, what would be your purpose of lying to her? She'd be like, "Yeah, that sounds good. I don't really know. You keep playing
yeah,
cricket."
that got dragged on for a while.
All right, that's good to know. I wonder what we can convince people. We'll think about that for the long con for GT World Challenge season. Do you have
Work on it.
four helmets behind you, just casually? Can you tell us a little bit about them?
Yes. So I have. Those are all pretty recent ones. Those are all ones that I've had since I started with Aston in the heart of racing. So yeah, I kind of had my helmet design is pretty much the same all the time. It's
Okay.
white, gold, and black usually. I don't really know how I ended up with those colors or why, but that kind of seems to be a trend, and I can't really get away from it. I've tried some blues and some other things, but yeah, those are all pretty special helmets. Every helmet kind of has its year that I raced in it, so it's cool to look back and think of memories based on that helmet and it's kind of its era. So yeah, it's good artwork for the apartment too.
Do you have any other like racing paraphernalia or like artwork that you have in your apartment and like to show off?
Um,
Like I
I
got
mean,
got a lot of die cast
I
behind me.
just yeah, I freshly moved, so I have one
Nice.
art in my kitchen that I can show you if you guys want,
Yeah, why not? We're on
but
the move.
nothing that it's a bit interesting.
It's like MTV Cribs. Oh, interesting. A pie in the face picture.
Yeah, so it's a guy getting pie fat smashed in his face. But that's the maturity. Still, I'm 23. First time not living with my parents, and I had to make a,
Oh,
a choice for
sweet.
myself. So that's what I ended up with in my kitchen.
I'm going to ask Chad a question for you. Chad, can you let Roman know what he needs in his first apartment, not living with his parents? Usually I say
So look
plunger.
at this wall; that's completely empty.
Are you
We'll go
trying to
this way.
are you trying to decorate?
We'll go this way. I have a fake plant, so that might be a better angle. There. Now I look less bland.
Did you buy that plant or did your parents buy that plant? Let's be honest.
My mom did tell me I needed a plant.
Shout out to
It's
your mom.
fake, though. It's fake.
Natasha says you need a cat. Are you a cat person?
Um,
Or Doug? We can go Doug.
I'm sorry, Natasha, but I'm not a cat. I'm a dog person.
Okay. But you do travel a lot, so I understand why that would be difficult.
My dog's still in Canada, sadly, so I wish she was here.
Hey, when you see pictures of the pup one race weekend. Okay, now we're back to racing questions. Sorry, we got a little
Yeah,
distracted there.
sorry.
You've been in the sports car world since 2017, and you've been with Heart of Racing since 2020, starting off in the IMSA WeatherTech series. You've bounced around from IMSA GTD racing to Intercontinental GT Challenge, and now in the GT4 America series. What's the change like for you going from racing in multiple series in a year to focusing maybe to just a few certain times of the year or one this year? Did you enjoy travel in the past years, racing in multiple? Any cool stories from your travel across the world? That's like three questions. So the first question is, how do you feel bouncing around the series, or is it essentially kind of just feels like home at this point?
Yeah, I mean, it's, the first, there's times where it gets super busy. There's times where there's 4 or 5 in a row, and it's obviously a lot of time away from home. I was away from my family in the past because I was living with them. I was in school as well. I just graduated the end of last year, so I had a lot going on outside of racing, which was um, made those long durations of back-to-back weekends pretty painful because I had something going on. But when I didn't have anything going on, it was amazing. Obviously, I'm super fortunate now that I'm able to do 2 or 3 series a year, 25, 30 weekends, and not having any of the stresses that I had before of being in school. I wish that I had basically every weekend where I was gone racing. I'm not not really a sit at home person. I get bored very easily. So when that mix of 10 weekends in a row happens, I feel very lucky, but also just energized and ready to go again after a few days. So all the series kind of blend in to answer that question as well. I mean, you sometimes forget that it's GT4 America or IMSA or Creventic. You just know that you're going to, let's say, Lime Rock next weekend. And then, the day before you're like, okay, it's IMSA, and you start packing your IMSA suits and whatnot. But yeah, they kind of all blend together, and I'm super lucky to be able to do multiple championships.
So this has happened to me. Have you ever woken up at a race weekend or at the hotel and forgot where you were for like a couple seconds?
Yeah, I've had that a lot recently. I think since I moved, I've woken up in my apartment multiple times and thought, like, where am I? Um, and I lived here for like 4 months. But I also get that at racetracks, and the hotels get very intertwined with each other, and you're bouncing from hotel, airports, everything. You get a little overtired and overstimulated, I think. So
A car fan from the chat asked, how hard was it to complete your university studies while competing worldwide?
yeah, I mean, not to sugarcoat, it was horrible. I am glad that I did it, and I'm glad that my parents um, forcefully inspired me to go to school and get an education. But looking back on it now, it was probably the most difficult time period of my life, especially the last 2 years. Obviously, I was trying to keep, maintain, and do my best as a professional race car driver, and having a career in motorsports, which is what I wanted to do and what I dreamed of doing. And then managing basically another full-time job as being a student and a normal person at home. So between that and bouncing family, friends, it was a lot. So the day that I got to hang up my engineering degree and get rid of that was a very good day in my case. And now I feel like I have a lot more time to focus on racing and to better myself at the track. So
And when he said get rid of, if your parents are watching, he meant that he has that $200,000 piece of paper that we all get from university, very nicely displayed somewhere along the wall with the helmets. Chad is just curious, what type did you do? A specific type of engineering? Did you focus like mechanical, electrical?
I did mechanical engineering. Yes.
Oh, nice. Do you think that kind of helps you a little bit being a professional race car driver from hand to
I
hand?
think it does. Yes. I mean, there's a lot of things that I think racing helped me with in terms of school and engineering. Some things I
Oh, cool.
understood, like vehicle dynamics courses and stuff like that, and vice versa. I mean, obviously the educational side of engineering is very numerical and physics and math. So a lot of the stuff, in the world of motorsports, it doesn't really get communicated in the way it does in a textbook. But I think that I definitely have a deeper understanding of how things work, how they should work. Not saying I'm a genius or anything, because I'm not at all. But I definitely think at some point it probably helped me a little bit.
Yeah, we talk with Kevin Boehm as well because he races. I mean, of course, he races in the paddock with you guys, and he also has a mechanical engineering degree. and talks about it a lot, about how they kind of go hand in hand together. So I always think that's really interesting. Oh, exactly what Chat just said, that you and Kevin should just talk. I don't think mechanical engineers just need to sit around and talk about mechanical engineering.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think it's really cool to lean on something that that you used in school. Because I studied molecular biology in school, and I don't use that in motorsports. So here we are. Oh, Natasha from is that is that his bathroom in the back with the blue light? No, I think that's his room.
That's actually a little simulator room thing. So
Wait, you have a racing sim in there?
I do.
What? Well, it's Twitch. What do you got? What's your setup?
I have a just a little advanced sim racing single monitor simulator setup that I
Nice.
just kind of put together and built recently. So that's been a it's been a good way to kill time.
What kind of wheel are you using?
I have a Asher Racing wheel and a Simi Cube
Oh, nice.
Pro wheelbase. Yeah,
You have the Hoisenfeld pedals, or
I do not. I have a very old set of pedals that I'm looking to update at some point.
okay.
I'm not very technologically advanced, so
Wait, you're
it's a
23.
work
What
in
do you mean you're
progress.
not technologically advanced?
It took me like 10 minutes to figure out how to get on the Twitch stream, so don't worry.
Um,
Yeah,
it's not too much to ask. Chad is asking to see your sim rig, if that's not weird, but it's completely up to you.
I'll get it
Thank you.
here.
Say thank you, Chad.
Here. If I can figure out how to turn the camera here, I will. This is my
Oh,
sim
nice.
rig.
You say single monitor. That thing's huge.
Yeah, so not a bad little setup, but yeah,
Very cool.
the company's a Canadian company. It's Advanced Sim Racing, and
Yeah.
I think I lost the camera. Oh, there we are. They helped me out a little bit with it, so it's
That's awesome.
or else I wouldn't have had a simulator that was functioning because I can't figure out how to plug in wires properly.
Yeah, Chad is making fun. That is a single monitor, but I also have a single monitor and is maybe the half the size of that. So your single monitor is actually pretty good. I feel like you can see both sides. I'm sure you're also, I mean, with the sim rig, you're practicing, of course, with the upcoming tracks and your car. Is there any other series you like to race or cars you like to race for fun? I know Max Verstappen likes to do jumpy trucks at Daytona for fun sometimes, for example. So is there anything you like to try or do on the sim?
I might have done some of those truck races last night, maybe, but maybe not. But no, I honestly I kind of do everything. I just enjoy the races on there. I actually find it pretty fun to change it up week to week. So one week I'll focus on GT cars, and then I'll try something completely different, like an F3 car or a Indy car or something. So
Oh, cool.
I get bored pretty quickly of kind of the same sort of thing. So I jump around in different series in iRacing and just try to figure it out. I'm not the best on iRacing, so just trying to scrape by.
Okay, you say not the best. Would you mind sharing your I rating?
I think I'm 2,500.
Says he's not the best, and you have a 2,500 I rating. Okay, you're doing great in iRace.
I'm on the constant climb, but it's been a process.
Yeah, I'm trying to dig myself out from a hole I dug myself in, trying to get a C license for the Daytona 24 2 years ago, and I've just never recovered. And then I race in my lobbies, and then I get schmurdered. It's a whole thing.
I had a little ban incident some years ago, so I kind of had to dig myself out of that hole too.
May
Yeah.
we inquire what the ban was?
So I got iRacing when I was probably 13. I had like a little Logitech setup, and I didn't really understand. Obviously, there's very serious people who, I think some people make income from iRacing, which I now understand, and that's why I'm humble about it. I'm very bad on iRacing compared to a lot of people. But at the time, I didn't really understand how high of a level it really was. And somebody took me out. I wasn't happy about it, and I drove like backwards on the track and hit them. And then it was under my dad's email, and he got an email with like the video of what happened, and he had a month ban, and yes. So that was my story. But I've matured since that moment.
Okay, that's great to hear. And no ban since, is that correct?
No ban since. Knock on wood.
Knock on wood. Right, I got you. Have you tried racing in the rain yet? I know that came out on Tuesday.
I have. I have. I did that last night, and I was actually
Oh,
just
nice.
doing that.
What car were you trying in the rain?
I did a GT3.
Oh, very cool. How did you like the rain edition? Do you feel it's pretty accurate? What are your thoughts as a driver? People are
I I
asking a
think
lot of
it's pretty
drivers.
good. I mean, I think iRacing is such a developed and massive community, and there's a lot of people involved in motorsports that are involved in iRacing. You have like the Verstappens who are pushing it, all kinds of drivers. I mean, they've almost monopolized sim racing in my opinion. But I don't think that they would mess around when it comes to releasing something as big as a rain model, and I think that they've done a really good job. So, from the little time I've done so far, I really enjoy it, and I think it's only going to get better. So.
It's really cool. Yeah, I've yet to try it. I really want to. So, for your information, if you want to try this, apparently the SRO is having a Toyota GR86 esports league. So you got to do some time trials around Sonoma and Coda, and and then Aiden Yoder, who races in GR86, he commented that he was going to try it. And I was like, come on, man, give us a chance. You're a professional driver. So I'm assuming all of you guys might be trying for the esports league and then toasting the rest of us, which would be really fun.
Yeah, I don't know. Embarrass myself.
I mean, you have a 25 on dry already. I think you do just fine, especially after racing in Sonoma a couple of times. From chat, oh, the favorite question: have you seen the movie Cars?
I have seen the movie Cars, but not in a long, long time.
That's fair. Chat likes to ask that because I haven't seen the movie Cars, so they ask every professional driver if they've seen the movie Cars that we interview, just to make me feel worse. BMW guy asks, "What is this daily driver?"
His, did you say BMW guy?
Yeah, he asked what your daily driver is. Is it a
Yeah,
BMW?
BMW.
Oh,
It is.
what a
I was gonna say
coincidence!
that's a pretty good coincidence, but yes, I do have a little BMW right now. So
Oh, nice. Was that your? Is it like an ideal daily driver, or do you have like a dream daily driver you'd like to race? Because both Hannah said the Valkyrie, but I was like, come on, guys.
as a daily driver,
Yeah, I feel like that'd be sick.
I think I'm a bit more simple. I mean, I'm not hugely into road cars, and I definitely would like something a little bit more comfortable. I have at home in Canada, I have a 1984 Porsche 944, which is very like it's not the
Very
nicest
cool.
car and the paint's messed up and it's old and leaks and stuff, but I enjoy that because I don't really have to worry about it and it's it's a fun car. So I'm pretty simple with cars. I like old Porsches a lot and old BMWs. So yeah, that's what I would probably go with.
Ben is jokingly asking, do you have to win another championship before they give you an Aston Martin?
That's a good question. I haven't driven many Aston road cars, so I would love to get the chance. Maybe you can connect with somebody from Aston and ask them the same question.
Yeah, I'll see who I can find at the track, and then we'll
Yeah.
for sure. From the chat again, Roma, you've raced all across the world, but what's the one track you haven't raced on that you're itching to try?
For me it's Le Mans.
Nice.
I checked off Nürburgring last year, which was amazing, and Bathurst is one that I always wanted to do and had the chance to do. But for me now, I definitely want to do Le Mans at some point to drive the track, but also just to do the race. It's kind of what my dream was growing up after Daytona. That's what I really wanted to do. So that's the next one for me, hopefully.
Yeah, I was going to ask. I mean, you're still pretty young in your motorsport career and your motorsport journey. I'm assuming there's like steps or sponsors you have, teams you have to talk to get set up for Le Mans. Like, kind of, is there like a 5 year plan or 10 year plan, or you're happy to be racing this year and then you'll be planning for next year and kind of taking it year by year?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I just every day that I'm able to wake up and realize that this is a job is pretty special. So I have to remind myself about that a lot. That although I have my engineering degree and I respect what engineers do, I would really struggle. I think to sit at a desk in a starting engineering job right now because I'm have a hard time sitting still. And I've done some of that stuff before, but obviously growing up racing was my passion and I put a lot of time and effort and commitment into that. So I'm just happy to be racing. If I don't do Le Mans and I'm able to race my whole life, then it is what it is. But the more I can race and the longer I can race, the better for myself. So definitely not complaining where I am right now.
And some two final questions. What are you most looking forward to for this year in your motorsport career in this season?
I'm looking forward to racing again. I mean, for me, I really enjoy the actual racing aspect of the sport and okay, the practice qualifying, all that stuff. Obviously, it's important and it's part of the game. But yeah, I'm looking forward to racing and having some good fights on track. I really enjoy racing. That's why I really like the GT4 Championship as well. There was always good close racing and good battles. So yeah, I'm mainly just looking forward to having a chance to race with new people and try to improve myself throughout the year as always, and hopefully get some trophies.
Yeah, talking to a couple of drivers last year, they echoed your sentiment of just wanting to race. And they're like, if I wasn't doing this, like I'd find somewhere to race. I go to my local track, like I would find like a Mazda MX-5 and throw it around. Like I would figure out a way to do it.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the nice part about iRacing is that it's a great tool to be able to race against other people in your living room basically. So I definitely have some screaming sometimes at myself and at other people in iRacing. So you definitely get the heart rate going and get yourself in that similar racing mindset. So that definitely makes me want to be involved and to race even more. So it's keeping me tame for the next couple months a couple weeks until we go racing. So.
Not on team comms though, right? Because that might be another ban.
Um, no, definitely
Okay,
not.
I have a
I
feeling that
close
you
my
do, but we won't. We
no, no,
won't let
no.
our...
I don't have an assigned mic button on my wheel for that
Okay.
reason. So
Do you have a assigned flashing button for the car headlights?
1000% yes, and I abuse it massively.
Okay. Okay, never
It's
mind. This
probably
is not the
completely worn
penultimate.
off actually.
This is the second to last question. Do you flash your headlights during IRL races?
Yes.
Why?
I do it because I've had multiple instances where people have came up to me after a race and have said like have been really frustrated at the fact that I was flashing my lights at them. And the reason I'm saying I continue to do that is that obviously, if they're coming up to me and saying that they were annoyed by it, it works and it's affecting them.
I knew it.
If I would have never had anybody come up to me and say anything, I probably would have stopped. But I've had multiple people who are very great drivers and have had good careers come up to me and say how annoyed they were at my headlight flashing, and that's motivated me even more to do it. Obviously, there's a time and a place, um, but yes, it's definitely proven to be effective if somebody's came up to me bothered yelling at me. So
Yeah. Okay. That's what I figured. I have beef against headlight flashing in iRacing when I race. So it definitely does work for like the mental
yeah,
game aspect of it. Because I
yeah,
was like, why is this? Because then you get distracted. You're like, why is this guy flashing? Like, what's going on? And then you'll take any advantage if it's like 1 second not paying attention on track. Yes, Psychops on the track. Yes, Roman is well versed apparently with the headlight flashing. And the last question: what is a piece of advice for someone that maybe you wish you knew when you started climbing through your motorsport journey and career to get you here with the heart of racing, or something, or some a piece of advice for someone who might be just where you are right now?
yeah. I definitely think the biggest thing that I guess I've taken from racing, and I guess what's helped me kind of be in the position I am now, is you need to talk to people and you need to be personable. I think at the end of the day, there's thousands of drivers that can get within the same 2 or 3 tenths. I
Yeah.
think, there's drivers that are at the upper of those 2 or 3 tenths, or the middle and at the lower end of it.
Mhm.
And a lot of what you do in motorsports, I think, is off the track. I'd almost say like 75% of it, because, like I said, there's a lot of great drivers. So be a nice person. Be careful what you do, whether it be on social media or outside of the track, or in front of people. And yeah, I mean, if you work hard at some point, it'll pay off, and everything kind of happens for a reason. So definitely, kind of my advice.
Sweet. Roman, thank you so much for your time tonight. We really appreciate it. We've learned a lot from bowling balls to the artwork preferences, taste.
Thank you. I'm
Um,
glad I could show you my one piece that I have. So it's emotional.
yeah, it means a lot. I think
Yeah.
the real aspect of it is like just getting to know the drivers, right? From folks who, I mean, these folks in the chat right now are the ones who watch the stream, so it's kind of nice to kind of learn about the drivers behind the helmet, and you've got some fans now. So
I was gonna say, hopefully it doesn't go the other way where there's people like, oh my God, this guy's horrible. But we'll see.
that actually, I mean, it worked out for Denny Hamlin a little bit, right? Because he's a little bit of a villain in the like in some NASCAR fans' eyes, so that gained him some popularity.
I'm ginger and Canadian, so I don't think I have like the villain personality, but we'll go with it.
Okay, we'll go with wholesome vibes instead. Roman, thank
Thank
you so
you.
much. You do have some chat. We dropped your Instagram in the chat, but we'll make sure they follow you everywhere because sponsors like those numbers, so it's the least we can do.
Thank
And
you.
yeah, thank you again. I appreciate it, and good luck this year. And we'll be cheering you on stream.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
See
Have a
you.
great one. Bye.